my glasses have been knocked all askew by my lovely rollers. Good morning, my lovely vlog watching people. It's Tuesday, hooray! As you know, I very rarely vlog on a Monday because it's admin day and there's nothing quite as boring to watch as admin. But today I have got a bit of work to do, then I'm heading off to the studio to do some styling. Might have to give this a minute to calm down, but yay for poofy big roller hair. Right, off we go to the studio. Hi, just checking in from the studio. I've just done my colours consultation. You can see I'm in the studio, look, ooh, styly things. Just done my colours consultation, really lovely client. Showed her lots of lovely colours. Do you want to see her favourites from her palette? So these were her favourites. You see, she had a really bold colour palette again. Not everyone gets such bright colours. I think the last lot I showed you were really bright as well. It just depends on your own colouring. So I show people kind of a palette of colours that will work for them and then kind of all go together. She got 42 colours, but these were her favourites, which I always draw out because sometimes 42 colours can be a little bit intimidating to just go off with on first pass. So now I'm really tired, as I always am after a consultation. So I've just got a little bit of admin to do. And then I'm going to work my way home and I'm probably going to sign off the vlog for now. Maybe not. Don't know. Possibly see you tomorrow. Where I am looking forward to going out for some cocktails with some bloggy types. And yeah, just I have no words. Like my sentences won't come out. I'm really tired. I did accounts this morning. I think it's fried my brain. Morning. So once again we find ourselves back at Birmingham Hospital. I am going for another dermatology appointment about my lips, and if you've watched my vlogs before you'll know that I've been suffering from some sort of dermatitis, some sort of allergy for about 18 months now, which has made it very difficult for me to wear lipstick. It's just been quite painful. So I'm going back for yet another appointment to see whether we can sort out what on earth is causing it. Dare I say, it looks like we might finally be getting somewhere. So that was interesting, and a very long dermatology appointment. I'm back home now. Got my cup of tea. Basically, what happened was about 2 weeks after I had my patch testing for my contact dermatitis on my lips and hand, which all came back inconclusive, and I do have a video about that I can link to. So it's all quite upsetting because it's quite a lengthy process, and I was hoping I was coming to the end, and it all came back inconclusive. But about 2 weeks after that, I had a suspiciously square, really horrible scaly patch appear on my back. And the first GP, I phoned the hospital. They said it was very unlikely it was related. I went to the GP. He kind of fobbed me off with some steroid cream, and it was only when I went for my smear test like a week later. If you haven't had your smear test, ladies, book in for your smear test. There we go. There's my public information announcement for this vlog. And was just chatting to her to distract yourself, as you do. That I was chatting to her about what was going on. And she said, well, can I have a look at your back? And she looked at my back. And the GP who was doing my smear said, well, that looks like a patch to me. It's the right shape, it's in the right place, it's an obvious allergic reaction. The steroid cream hasn't shifted it, it's quite a bad one. So she gave me some stronger steroid cream, which did shift it, and re-referred me back to the hospital. And this was all like way before Christmas, but it obviously all takes a while to go through on the NHS, because I love the NHS, but it obviously isn't something that's life-threatening, so it's slow. So yeah, I went back, and first doctor was like, well, that's very unlikely, you know, it's very unlikely, and showed her all my pictures, because I've got a very detailed diary of all of the skin reactions I've been having. So she had a look, and she had a look in her folder, and I was led to believe they didn't have any record of kind of where the patches had been on my back, that it was just the tapes that they put on that guided them, but there was actually a sketch of where things had been. And she had a look. She went, right, okay, and had a chat to me about everything. And she's like, I'm going to go and speak to a dermatologist because this is very unusual. I'm going to go and speak to a consultant because this is very unusual. Consultant, she went, they had a long chat. Consultant read through everything, came back, had a bit more of a chat with me. And she's like, well, it's very unlikely, but it does look like that is the case. I'm going to go and speak to a patch testing specialist. So off she went went and spoke to a patch testing specialist, came back, and the conclusion is that it's very unlikely. But no matter how unlikely it seems, it does indeed seem the case that I did have a very delayed reaction to the patch testing. And, you know, the word, I kept pushing this because the word they kept using was unlikely, not impossible. So even if something is unlikely, that does mean that it happens sometimes. But the consultant was lovely and she did chat to me, and it was quite interesting because if it is indeed one of the patches that set it off, it was an area that were actually quite a few placebos, which really narrows down what it could have been. Long story short, I've now got to go and have more patch testing to reconfirm and see whether this indeed is an allergy, because of how unlikely it is. So the process continues basically. But if it is, I'm not really going to talk about what they think it is right now, just because I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. But if it is what it looks like it is, it might make some sense as to what I originally thought set off the whole problem. And it is something that's going to have an impact. She said, it will have an impact on your career. It will have an impact on what kind of I can use from a cosmetic-y point of view, and also just from having a Google, from a life point of view. Looks like it could be quite a tricky one. But who knows? I'm not going to get ahead of myself. And my GP, who was very nice, did say that some allergies you can actually, of this sort, you can get over through exposure therapy. So actually, instead of cutting it out, actually exposing yourself to more of it, which in the case of if it is what it looks like it might be, that might be easier than trying to avoid this thing, which looks like it is just in life. So yeah, tune back in at a future date to see whether I'm allergic to just the world. So I'm out for cocktails tonight with some bloggy friends. Say hi to Aleph. Wave Aleph. Cheers. Oh. You can tell it's bloggers. I just find it happens. Hi, it's Saturday and I'm back in my studio styling again today. I just had another colours analysis. Loads of colour this January. It's really nice. Lots of people doing the New Year boost of colour to their wardrobe. Again, I'll give you a little show of what the person picked out. Oh, chocolate fingers in the background always fuel my styling sessions. But yeah, I thought I'd show you this because it's quite a different palette from the ones that you've seen recently, because they actually had warm colouring. I've had so many cool people recently. So you can see lovely yellows and oranges. So these are the ones that she picked out from her palette as her favourites, but she gets lots more than this. Oh, it's my hand. She gets lots more than this to play with. So that was a lovely session. And this is what I'm wearing today. It's a hair bow day, blue cardi, tartan dress, and these really nice new shoes, which I also had these from Clogs. They're super comfy. So thanks for sending me those, guys. Yep, she shared it on Facebook too. That would be why my site crashed. There's just like a few nice comments, and then we killed her server. Yeah, you did, guys. Yeah, you did.